Welcome to Cosplay Stitch and Seam. I'm Pannon.
I'm Fire.
And I'm David.
Hooray!
Woo!
Yay, everyone has some woohooing.
Catchphrase.
Whoa,
my other headphones started working, and that's weird.
In a good way? In a bad way?
It's a good way, because I could only hear you out of one ear, and now I can hear you out of both, and that's great.
Ooh,
that is
surround
better.
Sound.
I'm just gonna not move.
Okay.
Oh, well, welcome, listeners. We are happy to have you listening. If you would like to reach out to us, as always, you can hit us up at cosplaystitchandseam@gmail.com or
you can fill out the Google form at cosplaystitchandseam.com, or
go to the Facebook page and send us your horror stories there, or even happy stories or anything along those lines. And while you're there, you can join our awesome community, or keep an eye out for a Discord link. I'm a little overdue. I'll send one pretty soon. We'll also send that on our Twitter every now and again. Also, while you're on the internet, if you want to help us out, continue making this great show, all of the great ways that there are out there to do that thing, you can join the club that I made up forever ago. Again, we're keeping this bit alive. It's never gonna not be funny. Just share the podcast with a friend. It doesn't matter which episode, just share the podcast with a friend. Or you can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, on Audible, on Podchaser, wherever they let you, and let us know where you did that so we can give you a shout out on the show if we haven't already. And if you want to make sure that we keep the lights on when it comes to the overhead for our website and the RSS feed and all of that annoying stuff, we have our Patreon, patreon.com/cosplaystitch. That's where you can send us a few bucks. At $3 a month, we give you a shout out on the show, and $5 a month, you join our Cosplay Chronicles.
Chronicle. Yeah.
It's been so much fun. We usually play on the first Sunday of every month, but when will we be playing next time? Because we've got America to celebrate pretty soon here.
That's right. So we'll be on. So we'll be on July 11th instead of the 4th, because everybody's going to be out celebrating on the 4th.
my explosions might have to be video game limited, because if we light any fireworks, all of Utah is just going to be on fire. So
that is so true. And speaking of Cosplay Chronicles, we're super excited to announce that we will be hosting a live D&D event at SaltCon, which is here in Utah this coming July 31st and August 1st. We do have a game with seats available, so if you are thinking of going to SaltCon and want to be part of one of our D&D campaigns with the Cosplay Chronicles crew, there are still seats available, so make sure you check that out.
Come join us.
Come be part of the canon.
Yeah. I know tickets are low and hard to get, but I do think there are still Sunday ones available, which is when our show is. So grab a Sunday ticket if you can and join us.
Maybe you could be the 5th goblin in Not 5 Goblins.
Oh my gosh. What?
I love that way too much.
See. As far as our fanfic and podfic submissions, thank you guys so much for submitting those. We are super excited to be reading those for our birthday episode next time, I believe. Yeah. And then, as always, if you would like to support another awesome cosplayer at foxbeautycosmetics.com, you can use the code StitchandSeam to get 10% off their all vegan, not tested on animal product. And if you cosplayers listening at home have fun, different cosplay or just fandom themed things you want to talk about, we would love to hear about them.
Heck yeah.
Love it. Yeah. So V-Fire, what are we doing this episode?
Welcome to the state of the podcast again.
I have this feeling of self-importance that I the state of the podcast,
our presidential seating, and
oh my gosh, speaking of so last episode when we did the patterning, I felt like we had some useful information, but I spaced halfway through the episode, and I was like, I know what these tools do. I have worked in this industry for 5 years, and I am just blanking on half of them, so I am sorry. For I have not been able to stop feeling cringe about it. So now I have to mention it and absolve myself so I can let it go. That's how it works, right?
I think, maybe.
So how's it going on your end? I know you have been struggling, Mercedes, with some recent illness. Not fun. I mean, that too, but...
Well, it's like, day camps start. I'm like, oh yeah. So we have the first week of day camps. I'm like, I got this. It's like the first week that like masks are optional. And of course I pick up something because I work with children.
Yeah.
And it put me out for like a good freaking 8 days.
Ooh.
And like everyone's been talking about like the COVID-19 D variant. And Chris and I looked it up, and like all the symptoms that for vaccinated people came up, and I'm like, check that out.
Ooh,
I think we hit those on the head.
Well, we are glad you are okay.
Yeah. Luckily, like, if you've had the vaccine, it's just a real bad case of the sniffles. The only people really being hospitalized by it are those without the vaccine. So be careful out there, people. I'm still wearing my mask.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm like, I'm going to put that back on. Because one, I hate being sick, and two, missing work for a week. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I came back to like a million different things that were like, oh yeah, these kids are struggling, they need help on this, and this thing was missing, and this thing broke. Like, everything broke while I was out. Oof. Oh my gosh. Like, our key box broke, our like key, like turning the lock on the door broke.
Wow.
Like the alarm system was like, I don't want to work anymore. And I was just like, what the heck? So those are, luckily, like, my boss is amazing and he got them all fixed. But I'm like, this is what happens when I am not at work.
Jeez. Well, I'm glad things are looking up.
I was going to say, and then on top of that, like, the week after my lovely illness, and then a week of, like, catching up with everything at work, I have not only my anniversary, but then my dad's wedding.
Oh, jeez.
So...
Is he trying to steal your thunder?
Oh, he at least waited like 5 days after. So.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
Yeah.
So it's not the same day.
Yeah, not the same day, but yeah, he waited. It's good. But I had to like, run around with my head cut off like a chicken kind of thing for that. Massive shout out to Sadie and Kimi. Thank you guys for saving my butt for the barbecue. Yeah. But my goal last month was to get this project room clean. And I am on my way there, but only because the owner of the house that we're renting was like, we're going to come visit. And I was like, oh, crap.
Whoop.
And that was also in the middle of me being sick.
Oh, no.
But
when it rains, it pours.
I can walk in my project room. I cannot get to the closet, but I can walk in my project room.
Whoops.
So I have to ask about your project room, though, Mercedes.
Yeah.
Did you ever turn off your sewing machine?
I did.
Oh my goodness.
I finally took a picture of the settings and then turned the machine off.
Good. Your poor machine.
It wasn't doing anything. It just had a little light on.
Speaking of shout-outs, Mercedes, I feel really remiss that we took so long, but a huge shout-out to Summoner Doormat for these adorable hats she sent us.
Heck yes.
They're so freaking cute.
They
And
are fantastic.
She's just so creative with her hats, and I really want to wear them in one of my upcoming live streams. So huge thanks for that.
Now. I come home and I'm like, Bulbasaur hat, comfort.
And also big thanks to William Priest Cosplay, who sent us some really cool 3D prints. Got me some cute little Game of Thrones eggs, and gonna hatch me some dragons, right?
Heck yeah.
So thank you guys so much for sending those. It was really a really fun surprise. Yeah. How are things going with you, David? What's your state of the podcast?
So I don't remember what my goal was last month.
It's how we do.
It's been time, but I have successfully printed a new set of masters.
Heck yeah.
They did not turn out exactly as I wanted, but it's still 90% of it's usable. I just need to reconfigure some of the 3D settings.
That's awesome.
And like, oh man, it was such a frustrating process, but like now that I know what I'm doing a little bit better, I'm feeling pretty confident about it. Gonna have to figure out the font settings and whatnot here and there. I'm also getting back into the Hollow Knight cosplay.
Yay, I saw that.
I'm redoing the head form, and I'm doing it inch by inch, really. But I figure start with the hard thing, and then I can go to the things that I know like I'm better at, like the sword and everything else that is fun and tiny.
Use those as the stress relief.
Yeah. The armor can come next after that, and it just so far I went to the hardware store and I bought those foam sheets, and it was like, I don't know, 16 inches by 16 inches. And it was like 20 inches or something. And I bought a bunch of those, stacked them together, glued them together. I've got them like more or less cut down into a more manageable cube. And then I will start carving it out. And I'm terrified because this is very new, but I'm very excited to see what happens.
Yeah, it sounds super fun.
What about you, Pan? And what are you up to this month?
I have been super excited because I've actually had a little bit of focus, and I finished a couple of robes for Xielian, which I think I posted pictures on our Discord, but if you missed those, I'll also post them on the Facebook group Next Work in Progress Wednesday. And then I also got about halfway through some really complicated applique I'm doing for Wei Wuxian from the Modao Donghua anime, whatever you want to call it. So I'm really excited. I want that one to be, the Wei Wuxian one to be a competition piece, because I've been doing like a whole ton of embroidery techniques and beading and couching and hand stitching up the wazoo, and
wow.
Yeah, I'm just really excited for that one.
I wanna see it.
I will show it to you.
Yes.
But I've been putting off that like big piece of applique for so long because I just didn't. You know how, like you're saying with your helmet, it's just that big thing, that obstacle, and you need to dig in and do it. So, I realized about like 8 hours into a piece I was embroidering that I was like, I actually don't think I want to use this on the costume.
Oh, no.
So that was sad, but also like I think I will like the end result of the design better without that piece. And it was still good for learning. I had a lot of fun doing some of those, like, you know, those like short videos they'll do online of like, here's a bunch of different embroidery techniques in 2 minutes. And I was like, I'm just going to play with some of those. So that was fun. It may not make it into the final piece, but it was still fun. Maybe I'll put it on a bag or something. But yeah, that's what I've been up to mostly, and catching up on my Netflix queue, and occasionally cleaning.
I started watching Sweet Tooth.
I finished watching Sweet Tooth.
That one's
How did you guys like it?
It's definitely interesting so far. Interesting, like, writing and storytelling style. It's not like my like favorite, like, oh, you must go watch it kind of thing, but like it's worth a watch.
Nice.
I think it comes down to, one, I'm a little biased because I really like Jeff Lemire's writing. I think he's a fantastic comic book author. But every episode kind of has this like youthful hopefulness, you know, that hope that you had when you were a kid, that even when you sprained your ankle or skinned your knee or whatever, like you were going to be okay the next day, because like it was just so temporary. And that's kind of how I feel when I'm watching it, and that's very, very nice, even though there's this looming evil throughout the entirety of the series. Or
it's like it got a super like dark side to it, but like it has this light hopeful thing with it too, and it's a very interesting contrast, like to have both of those in one thing. Because like it's not like it's a big bad villain thing. No, it's like a dark thing.
I will say that if you are a little adverse to virus fiction at this point in time, this may not be the show for you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because that, the kicking off event of their story is a virus-like situation. So it's dark, and it kicks really close to home. Thanks, Robert Downey Jr. for producing that for me. Thank you. But yeah, no, it's cute.
Let's see. I was watching. It's called Lupin, which is like obviously if you've seen the anime like Lupin the Third, or if you have read the novels about the gentleman thief Lupin, or Arsène Lupin, they're a modern take on Lupin, and they're like actually set in France, and it's I don't know. I really like Ocean's 8, Oceans, whatever number they're on now, sort of like art thief movies and heists and whatnot. I just think they're really fun. And so having, letting them do it over like a longer series, I was like, oh, this is actually like pretty fun. I like, you don't always see the like aftermath of some of the heists as much as you do with this. And I went into the first episode going like, oh, Lupin wouldn't make these like really basic mistakes. And then halfway through the episode, they're like, twist, they were on purpose. And you're like, okay, Lupin, this is pretty cool.
Nice.
So I've been enjoying that. And another, what is it? Chinese donghua called Thousand Autumns, which is really fun and cute and like CG animated.
Ooh.
Yeah, the fight scenes in it are really pretty.
Nice.
I've been trying to read the novel, but there's not like a complete translation of it out yet. Yeah.
I finally finished Castlevania.
What did you think of Castlevania?
The Netflix series. I have mixed feelings. There's so much good storytelling and so much bad storytelling.
Can you say without spoilers?
I don't think I can. I don't know. Okay. Oh, I wish they wouldn't like rush to end things sometimes. They did the same thing in like season 1 or 2, whichever one. They like rushed the ending, and it's like, what? And why did you do that?
Like, I know part of it with this recent season was because of production issues because of the pandemic. So you could definitely tell there were differences in the animation quality. So like sometimes it would be like really pretty and cool, and then other times I'm like, oh, okay, this one was rushed.
Yeah.
But I think it was still fun.
I think like without spoilers, I can say that I love Isaac's growth.
Oh, I love Isaac.
And
he's like one of my favorite.
Yeah, his arc is amazing.
So very different from his appearance in the video game.
Very much, yes.
Very queer-coded villain and so over the top. I loved it. It's a terrible game. I would never recommend anyone actually play it, but it's so much fun.
Which one is he in?
He's in Curse of Darkness, where you play as Hector.
Okay. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and it's like right after Dracula dies. Spoiler alert for the game franchise, I guess.
What?
I know. And you're going around trying to like revive your lost love or something as a Forge Master. It was like for the Xbox and like PS2.
Okay.
I can't recommend anyone playing the game because it's so broken, but it's a lot of fun.
Oh man, I think the only ones I played is like Symphony of the Night, but
Classic.
Then I was playing another one on the 3DS, but I can't think of what it was called, and it's got a female lead. But
everyone always asks me, is like, which Castlevania have you played? I was like, well, I've played one. And I'm like, it's the one on the Nintendo 64, and they go, oh. And I'm like, yeah, I know.
Buddy, are you okay? Do you need to talk about it?
One, I didn't get very far in it, because I am a terrified person. Like, even playing Metroid and the freaking space ghosts in that, I'm like, nope, can't do it. Can't play with the lights off, can't play alone in my house.
Oh, no.
Oh, I have a funny story with that too. But it's like, I couldn't ever finish those games, or that game, that Castlevania game. But I do have Symphony of the Night and Curse of Darkness on the PlayStation. I just need to play them. I should have done that while I was sick. Well, I watched Castlevania while I was sick, so there's that.
There's that.
Speaking of video games, really quick, I thought of you while I was watching, I think it was Lupin, it might have been something else. But two of the characters were playing a video game, and on screen it was Horizon Zero Dawn, but they were pretending that it was a two-player game, and I was like, wait a minute. Wait just a minute.
I hate that so much. I hate that. Are you telling me that nobody on set knew that, like, you can't...
this is a one-player.
Maybe they were hinting at the developers of Horizon, being like, make it multiplayer. Do it.
No. No, the people are just dumb. Oh. Like, I can understand that that's probably, like, that game was probably added in post because they didn't know what game they would have the rights to. So that makes sense. But at the same time, just, like, even the editors.
Come on.
Like, come on, editors. You're on a computer all day. You know computers. You know how to Google things.
It's one of those little details. Oh. Yeah. I can tell you guys are tired today. It is a sleepy day.
I went to the dentist for the first time since the pandemic, and got a few cavities. Gonna go take care of that.
Oh man,
I hate cavities. I hate teeth.
And the dentist was just like, it was just so anxiety inducing because not only is it the dentist, like it's the dentist, you guys. Who likes the dentist, really? But it's also, you know,
I like my dentist.
I had a bad experience with my previous dentist.
My dentist goes out of their way to try and not have bad experiences happen.
Oh, that's good.
I love them.
I just always get the Little Shop of Horrors song stuck in my head.
To be your dentist, and punches somebody out. Okay.
Yeah.
It's the best thing ever.
Sorry, David.
You're fine.
Finish your dentist story.
I'm so distractible. Sorry.
No, it was, they were really great. They were really wonderful. And I said, hey, I'm really anxious because we're still in the height of everything right now. And they're like, nah, that's totally fine. And like, they made sure to wear face masks and shields on their face as well. It was really reassuring. And then I had to go do car stuff today. And then, oh, buddy, it was a long day. It was a very long day for me. So, wouldn't recommend doing all of these things back to back like I did. Take a break, take a nap. Because those self-care, we always talk about that at the end of usually these, of like self-care. It's so important.
Self-care, that was one of our goals. One of our goals was self-care this month. I spent a week in bed.
I'm very self-care.
Forcibly in bed.
But also it was kind of nice.
I'm glad you got some downtime. That's good. That's good.
I escaped in Hades a second time.
Ooh, oh, good job.
Making progress.
So, making progress on that.
I don't think I have
50 minutes to do it, but
I don't think I have visited my islanders in a month and a half.
Oh, my island is going to be trash if I check it right now in Animal Crossing. Oh my gosh. Sherb will have taken over everything.
Oh no.
With his
Who's
garbage.
Sherb?
Sherb is the little goat guy.
Oh, I don't have him.
He's best boy goat. He's precious.
Literally,
but
he's not
a
if Pannon doesn't know him.
It doesn't. I have a goat named Kid.
Aww.
He's like a hipster goat.
I want Gruff. I want Gruff really bad. He's a green goat and he's mean and I love it.
I'll pretend to know most of these characters at this point. Yeah, no, Gruff.
I know the ones on my island and that is it.
Oh my gosh. So Animal Crossing is a big thing at my work. And like one of the rewards that I give kids is drawings. And because of day camp starting and because I was sick for a week, so that's like 2 weeks of drawings that I missed out on. The kids only get a drawing if they roll a 20 with some dice that I have for them. But I had a massive stack when I got back and I caught up on that today.
Oh no.
I was so happy.
Nice.
I think I drew like 40 drawings.
Oh my goodness, Mercedes. I don't know how you do it.
Well, I have markers. and nobody was bothering me at work today. I wasn't in charge of day camp, so I was like, I'm gonna draw.
So with this being the beginning of July was when this will be airing, and it is our birthday month. Is there anything that either of you are doing for your respective birthdays?
Oh, that's a very good question. I know I want to do something, but frickin' this D variant of COVID's like, ruining all my plans. I might do something online.
Well, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, before pandemic, I would do, like,
Massive
ridiculous
parties.
big... Yeah, I would do, like, big parties. Like, I would literally rent a venue and pick a theme, and yeah. That's why, like, when I said I had a Hobbit coming of age party, I literally, like, I had a Lord of the Rings themed birthday party when I was the age a Hobbit is when they are an adult. If you know, you know. But yeah, I did I did like a JoJo's birthday, and I did like a magical girl's birthday.
I remember your vampire birthday.
I did, yes. When I was when I turned 27, I decided I wasn't going to get any older than that. So I had a vampire themed birthday, and I have been 27 ever since. So
exactly, yeah.
Well, because one of my favorite not vampires is Vincent Valentine, and he's just 27 forever. So I was like, that sounds pretty good. To tell you how nerdy I'm being. So yeah, I don't know. So like with pandemic stuff, it's been really hard because like I usually want to do something big, not to be like, hey, look at me and it's a me thing, just because I like getting together with friends and celebrating. It just
quality
is
time
fun. Yeah, I love quality time with my friends. So honestly, like I've gone back and forth. Like last year I did basically like just I went to my favorite restaurant and picked up takeout because you can't go into the restaurants, and I got a small carton of ice cream and a small tiny cake, and I watched some of my favorite stuff on Netflix with like my roommates and maybe one or two friends.
Aww.
Wonderful.
Which is okay. I mean, like we were being safe, and yeah, it so for this year, like I know things are a little more open, but I didn't really feel comfortable doing anything huge and crazy. So I might just go and do the same thing again.
I think I know what I might do. I've done this in the past before, but not like super consistently, and I want to. I think I might do Extra Life and stream games for a day.
Yeah, you had mentioned that one.
Yeah, donate to charity and stuff like that, because I like
fun.
that one.
That does sound wonderful.
What about you, David?
I think for me, I actually, from one of my partners, I got a fairly nice makeup kit.
Yeah, you were telling me.
Yeah, it's a Jeffree Star kit. And like, yes, there's a lot to unpack there, but this is not the podcast, nor are we the people to really do that. But it was a fantastic gift, and they are very pretty colors. So I think for my birthday, I'm going to treat myself and take Fox's advice and just go buy a bunch of cheap stuff at Walmart and figure out what I like and what works well for me.
Oh, that sounds so fun. You should post pictures.
Yeah, I might. I don't know. It depends on how bad it goes.
If you feel like it. If you feel like it, no pressure.
With it. Yeah. When you find that look where you're like, this is it, post that.
So like, this is something that like, I think I mentioned to you guys in private, but like, it's just one of those things that I wanted to mention on the podcast because I've heard so many stories from my friends and whatnot that like, they put on makeup for the first time and they're like, oh, this is who I am. And they have like this awakening moment, like this gender identity revelation. And every time that I do makeup stuff, I'm like waiting for it, right? I'm waiting for that like same experience of like, is this it? What? No? Are we still he, him? I don't, It was just one of those things that, like, as I'm doing these things, it's just kind of like I'm waiting for some revelation, and then realizing, like, no, I'm still pretty confident in who I am and my masculinity and he him pronouns and all that fun stuff. But it's
I mean,
just
you can still wear makeup and be he him.
Totally. That's not what I'm trying to say in regards. It's specifically like I'm waiting for this like revelation of like, no, my, this is my gender identity, because I've heard so many people who have that dawning experience of like, oh, I wore a dress for the first time, and that's when I realized. So it's just to go back around to what you were saying, V-Fire, like, you can still be very masculine and wear lots of makeup and like whatnot. And it was just one of those things of like, I was waiting, and I'm just like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I can't really force change or anything along those lines. But it was just kind of a reassuring moment of myself of like, I can still be very masculine while I put on very yellow lipstick. It's fantastic.
Aww.
Yes. That's awesome. I am excited to see your looks if you feel like sharing them. And if not, I am still excited for your makeup journey.
Well, again, we'll see what happens. We'll see how much I like it.
Yeah.
When it comes to makeup, for me, like, I like wearing it with my cosplays, but when it comes to like everyday stuff, I like lip stains, and that's about it. And even then, like, I'll wipe them off about 2 hours into the day.
Aw. I am the opposite. I want eyeliner and brows.
I can't figure out eyeliner.
Aw, dang it. I am happy to like do a tutorial with you and help you out with that and give you any tips I can, because I freaking love eyeliner.
You know how I put it on? I take the liquid eyeliner and I'll like, I can't draw the, like, I can do art. I can draw lines, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to putting one on my eye, it's just
Yep. Yeah.
all over the place. Looks terrible. And then what I do is I take a Q-tip with a little bit of water on it and rub off what I messed up. Just take off what I don't want.
I mean, it's like, being 100% honest, it took me so long to get like a steady hand and feel okay with doing eyeliner, because it's not easy to stick something like that close to your eyeball.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you have some like legit good like eye makeup when you do it. Like, it's so good.
Yay.
Yeah.
I have a lot of fun with it.
Good.
Yeah. What else we got questions for? What are upcoming projects?
Well, Dice and Hollow Knight, which I'm just going to start calling HK at this point, because like
HK.
It takes so much time. How much time am I wasting saying Hollow Knight this entire time?
One extra syllable?
It's taken up all the time, Bannon. I can't do it anymore.
Okay, all right. We just need little initials, acronyms for everything.
Clearly. Wei Wu Shan, how much time can you say when you're not having to say Wei Wu Shan every single time?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I type at WWX. Like, you start getting into those Danmei fandoms, and everybody's names are just like 3 letters. You'll know who like WKX is, and ZZH or ZZS, and LWJ, and HC, and that I sound like I'm making these up, but these are all people. And
I'm just sitting here nodding like, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I didn't honestly like learn to spell any of them super well till I read the books, because like, but the nice thing is like phonetically, I feel like listening to like the subtitled shows, like I feel like I'm comprehending more, if that makes sense, and I can like pick little words out. I'm not great at it, but I can like most I'm not going to say I'm an expert at pronunciation or anything like that, by no means, but like I'm trying my best.
Making the effort.
Yeah. What about you, V-Fire? You got any upcoming things you want to work on?
I bought the fabric for Sabriel's surcoat, and I'm so excited.
Yay!
I'm slowly getting all the fabric that I need together to have together for her. And I'm just like, it's so pretty. It's so pretty, but it's not like, okay, it's what I originally wanted for the color, but then I found an actual like silk that was like black and blue like together, like this iridescent black blue color, and it was so pretty, and I'm like, this is so perfect for this necromancer character, you know?
Nice.
But it's real silk, and I want to take pictures in water.
Oh no.
Yeah.
those don't go so good. No.
It does not mix. I was like, all right. But then I discovered fake silk. I suddenly forgot its name.
Shantung? No.
Hang on. Maybe that
I
was
love
the one.
Shantung because it mimics Dupioni really well. And it's way cheaper.
It doesn't say. It is way cheaper. Whatever this is. It doesn't say that word. Shantung.
Charmeuse satin fabric, poly.
Nope. It just says it is cobalt, sapphire, blue, faux silk Dupioni fabric.
Oh.
So,
if it's faux Dupioni, it's probably Shantung.
Probably. But yeah, it is freaking gorgeous blue color.
Yay.
What I was originally going for was a brighter blue, and the actual silk one that I found that I fell in love with was more of like a dulled blue, but it still would have worked.
Yeah.
But
I like it when you find a fabric that you love, though.
Yeah. This will let me get in the water, and it'll look really good with the silver keys embroidered on it, so.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. I have to build everything underneath first before I can pattern it out, because, like, I'm going to have a gambeson and chainmail-esque stuff. Still figuring that out. I might 3D print on fabric.
Ooh, you'll have to tell me how that works for you.
Yeah. I'm a little scared of it. I think even like as I'm like planning out my costume, I'm like, okay, and the 3D printed fabric cannot be here, here, or here because the belts are going to rub on it and it's probably going to peel the pieces off, and I don't want to have that happen.
Smart thinking.
Trying to take that stuff into consideration, but good lord, it's going to take forever to print. Especially since 3D printers are freaking liars. Yeah, if 3D printer says, oh, I have 10 minutes left, it's actually 20 because they're liars.
Dang it.
I've not been fighting 3D printers. I don't know what you're talking about.
Not at all, no.
But yeah, I'm excited for this fabric. And then, like, I've also slowly been working on the embroidery for Hyperlight Drifter as well. So the tabard piece for that is actually almost done. So the embroidery part, anyways.
Yay.
The whole sewing it is a whole nother story, but
you're getting a step closer. That's all that matters.
I have loose deadlines this year. I'm taking it easy.
Good. Let's see. I'm going to try to get most of Wei Wuxian done. I just have like a skirt piece that I want to put more different embroidery on, not the other piece I was doing. And that's going to take a while.
To see your Wei Wuxian.
Oh, thank you.
It's going to be so cool excited. Looking.
I hope so. I have like the underlayers mostly done. I'm just working on the overrobes and the belt and the wig because I have to get the ponytail that stands up really high.
Ooh, whenever you start working on your Dark Crystal costume again,
yes,
let me know and I'll get Hup going. I've been keeping fabric scraps for Hup.
I'm staring at it right now. I have not picked it up since, because like I have dates where I tentatively want to have the Donmei ones done, but I don't have, because I was trying for that contest, but now I don't have a deadline for Dark Crystal, so I need to make a deadline so I'll actually work on it.
Maybe we'll figure something out and we'll be like, let's do this.
Yeah.
But not right now, we're working on other stuff.
Right.
That just went through my head of like, I looked at my scrap pile and I was like, oh, Hup!
Yeah!
Down the line.
This is an aside, David, but that design company Fabrics is doing a step down sale where they have like a whole ton of their stuff for like $3 and $5 a yard. which is
Oh. Okay.
yeah, it's $5 this week, and then next week it moves down to $3 a yard, which is
should go do the thing.
Sorry, I just had to mention
You're
that
good.
while we were talking about fabric. So, do we have any horror stories now that we've caught up?
Yeah, we have one in our Discord from Troft Cause. They wrote, I'm just going to slide in with another one because these are fun to tell. Yes, they are very fun. And they're fun to read, too. So please send them to our email and we'll cover that in a minute.
them in.
This happened my very first convention with my very first cosplay. I was cosplaying as Gaara from Naruto. My dad's wife had sewn his coat for me. I had scrapped together a chest piece from real leather, badly, in parentheses, and cut my hair short and dyed it red for the occasion. Heck yeah! Prior to the convention, I had also spent weeks making his gourd true to size so I could show up to my first con with a cool prop. It was hollow and made out of chicken wire, which was then covered with homemade paper mache and painted. I was so proud of this thing. The only downside was that it was rather unpractical to carry around all day. So when we came to the convention with this, we decided to check the gourd in, along with our luggage, to keep it out of the way while we checked out the venue. This was a bad idea. The storage room for the luggage turned out to be nothing less than a pile. No system, just a massive luggage on the floor where every new item was haphazardly thrown on top of the pile.
Oof.
So when we came back to check out our gourd for some photos, it had a giant hole in it. This kind of hole where you saw the entire hollow guts of the prop and no cosplay emergency room could be able to save it. I was sad. For like 10 minutes. But it was a fun con with super good friends, so I wasn't going to let it ruin my mood. We decided we couldn't save it anyway, so my friends and I spent the next half hour stomping on it and trashing it completely so we could throw it away and not have to bring it home. If anything, it was a good outlet for rage. I learned to never check in costume pieces with convention luggage. Rooms ever again. As a side note, we were all awkward teens that didn't dare speak to people running the luggage room about this. Had this happen, now I probably would have gone complete Karen on their butts.
Oh, no. Oh, man. So the funny thing is, like, I have a really similar story.
Oh, no.
Because I also cosplayed Gaara when I was a lot younger. And I cut my hair and dyed it for it, and it was not a good look for me. Because he has very short hair, and I struggle with that. And oh gosh. So I tried making the gourd, but instead of making it out of like chicken wire, I just did paper mache. I didn't like reinforce it well. And oh no. And then I was like, everyone just like paints their gourd. I'm gonna be cool and like make mine actually with sand because it's made of sand. And so I got this spray glue and then I threw sand at it. So it looked actually really cool for all of like a few minutes. But when you wear it, of course, like I was just shedding sand everywhere I went. And I if I recall correctly, we did have a gourd stomping because that did not make it home with me.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Yeah, so I feel you, Troft Cause.
So I have so a cosplay, not horror story, happy story happened to me the other day.
Yay!
I just got off of a 10-hour shift at work and I am drained. I have no energy, right? And I forgot to fill up on gas where I normally go. So I have to find the closest gas station right after work. And I don't want to interact with anybody. Thank heavens for the automatic card feeder thing and not having to deal with it. But this gas station, which I don't normally visit, was really full. So I had to wait in line for a few minutes. And eventually I pulled up and I could see that the person behind me was chatting to the other person over. And I was like, cool, happy that they have social interactions. I'm just going to sit here and be quiet and not deal with anything. And then this older gentleman comes up to me and he points at my bumper sticker, which is the Cosplay Stitch and Seam logo. And he looks at it and goes, "Is that cosplay?"
Yes.
And
That's amazing.
And I said, "Yeah, kinda. It's the logo for a podcast that I help run, Cosplay Stitch and Seam." And he goes, "Oh, so you do cosplay?" "Yeah." "What cosplay do you do?" And we talked about what cosplays I did. I was like, "Are you interested at all? Do you do the thing?" And he goes, "Well, my wife and I, we do Mr. and Mrs. Claus every single year."
Oh, that's
and
cute.
Then he then tells me about all of his, like, at this point, my gas is done. Like, I should have left probably 10 minutes ago. But we're chatting about it for a while, and he goes, "Tell me more about your podcast. I don't know much about podcasts." And so I was like, "Well, it's kind of like a YouTube show. Do you know YouTube?" And he goes, "A little bit." I was like, "It's just sound. It's just audio. Do you have an iPhone?" "Yes." "Go to your the Apple Podcasts, and you can just search cosplay, and we're one of the main ones there." And he goes, "I'm going to have to check it out." So, dear older gentleman, if you are happening to listen at this late episode, you kind of made my day after a really long shift. Thank you.
Yay.
Aww.
That's awesome.
I love that.
So, listeners at home, if you have a happy story, fun, exciting, scary, horror, whatever you want to send us, you can send that to us at cosplaystitchandseam@gmail.com
Or you can go to the website and fill out the Google form at cosplaystitchandseam.com,
Or you can send us those messages on our Facebook group page. And while you're there, join our fantastic group in our Work in Progress Wednesdays, where every week we get to share what everyone's working on. And it doesn't have to be just Wednesday either. It's one of the great things about our Discord, which if you go to our Facebook or our Twitter, we'll drop a link for every now and again so you can join in. It's an awesome community. We share not only what we're working on, but some of our favorite games right now. Somebody was just talking about the new Miles Morales Spider-Man game, and I cannot wait to hear what they think about it.
Yes.
I need that game in my life.
Same. And maybe we should have had this Castlevania conversation in the actual TV show's chat channel,
where we can hide our spoilers.
Yeah, where we can hide our spoilers.
Then I can express all my feelings.
Please do.
Do it.
I want to hear about these feelings. So yeah, join our Discord, join our Facebook page, and while you're on the internet, if you want to help out the show, there's so many different ways to do that. Share the podcast with a friend. Join that awesome club that is not a joke. And tell me if you actually did. I want to know, so I know which members, get hats or something. I don't know. We'll figure something out.
Oh, dude, I should make a hat, emoticon thingy for the Discord.
I love it.
Club hat.
Yeah. Share the podcast with a friend, or leave us a review on Apple Podcast, on Audible, on Podchaser, wherever they let you, and we will give you a shout out on the show. And if you want to keep the lights on, we've got a Patreon, patreon.com/cosplaystitch. And like we said, $3 gets you a shout out, $5 gets you access to our Cosplay Chronicles. The next episode will be July 11th. And some of those fantastic people that we want to give a shout out to are Cynics, at Queer Eye Sci-Fi, Howl Kaz, Hot Riku, Rena Mira, Jazzy Kofed, Jaguar Quinn, Gloria Shu, Sudi, Stacy Pitt, Shock H, and Silver Deeds.
Yay! Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Mucho.
Don't forget, if you can, come to SaltFest. SaltCon?
SaltCon.
SaltCon. If you can come to SaltCon, we will be hosting a live play of our D&D Cosplay Chronicles one-shot game. I'm very, very excited. Grab yourself a Sunday badge, and you can even join the party if you'd like to. So make sure
There's
to check
limited
that
spots on that, but you can do it. Come
Yes.
join us. Come play some D&D.
And as always, foxbeautycosmetics.com has the awesome promo code STITCHANDSEAM to get 10% off your purchase. Thanks as always to Macy Roberts for the use of her music as our theme song, and David Jeffers for his amazing editing. How are your podcasts going?
Oh, they're going great. Comic Trades Monthly, where we talk about your favorite comic book collection in a book club format, because of the fact that July is going to be my birthday month gift to me, and we read Power Rangers. That means Dane for August gets his birthday month, and we're going to read unnecessary crossovers.
Yes.
Batman and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Doctor Who
Yes.
and the Transformers.
Yes.
But is Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles really an unnecessary crossover? I think it's necessary. I need to read this.
Oh no.
I'm dropping all of my things right now just out of just so make sure that if you want to enjoy me just sighing loudly talking about these things, go to Comic Trades Monthly, and if you want more of a narrative storytelling thing, an audio drama that I am writing, producing, editing, acting, all the things, The Last Voice is still airing every single week. The story of a single survivor in the post-apocalyptic world trying to find a community. And what is not relatable about that?
Yeah. It's true. It's true. A little too true.
Sorry. So sorry.
You're good. Thanks everybody for listening. I've been doing a lot of embroidery lately. I feel like it's a really good thing to pick up when you need a little time for yourself. Bye guys. We'll see you next time.
I need to put that on my door.